Hello everyone, my name is Patrick Dennis with Synaptic Advisory Partners, and I want to take just a couple of minutes today to show everyone an example of how Youreka can be used in the financial services industry, specifically today in the use case of a loan application. And so what I'm going to show you today exactly is we're going to take a second and watch how Youreka can be used when filling out a loan application, and then we're going to push all that data up into Salesforce. So we're going to watch a web visitor visit a web page of a company that offers personal loans, small business loans, and mortgage loans. We're going to complete a Youreka web form as that web visitor would to apply for their loan. And then after that, we're going to review exactly what happens to that data as we map it back up into Salesforce. We're going to take a second to review some of the analytics and the insights that we get as a result of that form submission. But before we get started, I want to just quickly show you, kind of begin with the end in mind, exactly some of the things that we can do when it comes to the analytics that we're feeding into. So this is a dashboard that's something very standard that you might see in your own Salesforce instance. But in this case, it's showing you all the data that's coming from those loan applications. So as we complete this form on the website, we can see how some of that data will be populated in the future. And I'll show you that here in a second. So here we are on our web page of a company that we called Yo Loans. So again, they offer mortgage loans, personal loans, and other financial options. And so what we're going to do here is we're just going to click Start the Loan Application, and it's going to launch right into a Youreka form that we've built for us here. So a couple things of interest that we'll want to take note of. We've got some of the contact information that we want to see from above. And what's interesting about that is it's pre-populated here, but in the example of the web visitor, filling this out, they would fill out this information, type in everything that they need to offer, and then continue on with the form. But what's interesting here is, and this is the first example showing you the display logic that we can offer up in our web forms. It's a very special feature that allows someone, as they're filling out information, to show and hide questions. We can show and hide different content that's really going to allow the user to be guided through their survey or their form or whatever data input process that they're going through. We're able to guide them through that. So in this case, this person is applying for a mortgage loan. We're going to fill out some preliminary information here about how much, what their income is, how much they're interested in having for that loan, a down payment. Again, showing you some of that display logic here. We'll say that they currently own the home that they live in, and then we'll just get some free text information here about why they're interested in purchasing a new home. We'll say that they're expecting a new baby, so they're going to need a little bit more space. Finally, we'll ask them just about some of their credit pre-check questionnaire here about if they have a reliable source of income, if they have any defaults on any of their other loans, if they have any maxed out credit cards, etc. We'll move on to the second page of the form, and then we'll just quickly ask for permission to pull a credit report in which they're going to go ahead and say yes. They'll allow us to do that here. So we'll click yes. And then after that, we'll quickly get a signature from them. It's going to just quickly authorize that process. So we'll click save, and then we're done, you guys. So we'll click save on that form. At this point, all that data is getting pushed back up into Salesforce. We're powering those dashboards, the reports, firing off workflow automation. And then in the back end, here's what we're going to see internally. We're going to hop to this form inside of Salesforce, and you can already see some of the insights that we're offering up. We're leveraging a little bit of Einstein here to look at that free text field. In this case, there's two things that we can leverage from this specific form submission, both with Einstein intent and Einstein sentiment. And it's analyzing that text field and it's saying it's a pretty urgent request. We got a baby on the way, but it's also a fairly positive comment. There's no negative comments in there. And it all depends on the Einstein model that you've got in your system, if you have one. But this in particular is an example of how that could be utilized. The form is right here, but we can also hop to the lead itself in Salesforce. So I just want to show you exactly how it's created that record in the system. All those fields have mapped over here to the lead object. And then again, on the right-hand side, you can see our form is actually available right there. So anytime we need to go back and reference this gentleman's form that he submitted, we can easily do that. But then also, we can go ahead and go back to that dashboard that I showed you at the beginning with all of our loan application analytics. And when we actually refresh it, we're going to see that the number of applications this month went from 208 to 209. Outstanding applications that we need to address as a team went from 2 to 3. So we're updating this information in the system constantly, which is allowing us to always have a good understanding of what's going on in terms of those loan applications being submitted. And we can keep in real time understanding at a high level what's going on as an organization and as a team. So thanks everyone for watching this demonstration today. If what you've just seen has piqued your interest, you can feel free to visit us at Youreka.io to learn more about the application, or you can visit us on the Salesforce App Exchange, where you can either test drive the application or you can click Get It Now and install it into your personal Salesforce instance, and you'll get the premium features for 30 days and you can play around with it and figure out how it might be most useful for you. So thanks again for taking the time today. I really appreciate it.